Well, we're back at a creek you'll recognize from one of our past videos where we brought the dredge. We've had a lot of rain, a lot of big storms, so we're just going to do a spot check down here and see what's changed, what's laying on the surface. We're not going to do any dredging or any serious digging and sifting. We're just going to poke around, do some surface hunting. This had water in it the last time we was here. It's already gone down, but just laying here on top, we got us an old buckle of some sort. Looks like it's ornate. Nothing special, but it's kind of cool to already start seeing stuff laying on top. So we'll throw that in the bucket. So what you'll find on the hard pan, if you get down to this hard pan, you'll find little pockets where the heavy stuff settled out. And that's usually where I'll take a scoop with my shovel or just pick through it, and you can see you got a key, you got some really heavy brass, which we'll scrap that. A lot of times you'll find melted pieces of gold in this stuff. This is just like prospecting. I'm not seeing anything good in here, but we will keep the key and this piece of brass for the scrap yard. There's a bunch of these hypodermic needles in here, them old metal based ones. So I haven't put my gloves on yet, but once I get down to the main creek, I'll be gloving up because that stuff is everywhere. All these little pieces of link to chain, necklaces. Tons of silverware laying around in here. Spoons, knives, forks, everywhere. And you can see this is one of those places where the heavy stuff is settling out. You got like a valve out of an engine. Here's the inside of a water valve. We'll keep that because it's good heavy brass. So if we kind of pick through here, a lot of times you'll find those coins. Those stainless tags we keep for using them like anodes in our electrolysis setup, since they're free. More silverware, more melted brass. Who knows what that could have been. A lot of stuff right in here. Let me sort through some of this, see if we can't pull a coin out of here. You can see right up through here is more piles of that. See, I'm just not too far from where I found that little concentration. I haven't gone through it yet. I'm still poking around, but I mean, you got a key, got more flatware, silver plated. It says something on it right here. Oh, I think that says, I don't know, that looks like the word hotel. We better keep this one. That could be from one of the local hotels. I don't have my glasses, but here's some brass. Now this looks like melted, this is what melted gold looks like. Because it doesn't tarnish. So we're going to keep that and test it. So that could be a piece of a melted ring. Got spark plugs. More brass for the scrap yard. See what else is in here. That looks like it could be melted silver. There's a lot of melted silver in here. Let me check this fork real quick and then we'll get back to digging. I want to see if that thing, oh, here's something, look at that. Looks like an ornate tip to a belt, I think. I don't know. We'll keep it for now. Here's a couple of coins melted together. And some kind of miniature pulley, little tiny thing. Look at the concentration of metal in this little pocket. There's a melted key. all of this metal, pieces of brass and wire. There's no telling what some of this stuff is. Pin nib. Woo, Chris just got something octagon. Looks like a token. Could be an old dog tax.
I'm not sure. I can't see anything on it. It's kind of thick.
Whoa.
Look at that. Did you make anything out on there?
I don't know. It looked like it had a loop.
Hang on to that.
That looks good. I don't know what that could be though. See, Chris is digging out one of these pockets.
That's my stuff I pulled out.
I've been digging one out and I just fling it across a flat rock and then go through it. Jess lost a big ruby in here once. I think we told that story. Picked it up, showed it to me. It slipped out of his fingers and it was big. And we never did find it, so maybe we'll come across his ruby. But lots of gemstones have been found in here. I just took another scoop. No sooner I turn the camera off, take a scoop, and then here comes a coin flying out of it. Most of the pennies in here are wheats, but with it being 1964 when they quit using this, some of these are memorials. I don't know if that's a penny or not. Oh well, we'll clean that up later. There's kind of a, it looks like a clip-on earring of some sort. It's an awful big one. Oh, there you go. You can see the design. Could stay upright. There we go. I'm not sure exactly what that says or what it is. Check that out. Let's see what else is in here. Take us a scoop of water. Clean this stuff out. What else y'all see? Anything? Right there, gold. What is that? Maybe gold plated or brass usually does not stay brassy, which is a good thing in here. I'm not sure what that is. Brass usually turns green and gets all yucky. So when you see something shiny, it's usually either melted silver or melted gold. There's another coin. This one will be a memorial. Oh, look at that. I think we got a nickel here. It's bigger than the penny. Chris has got some good scrap metal pile going over there. Okay, let's keep digging, see what the next shovelful brings up. Okay, new scoop. Already got a penny. Can't tell what it is yet. Piece of silverware, flatware. 22 bullet unfired. That might have come from the bridge. Every now and then you find some modern stuff that ends up off the street into the creek, but not very often. Okay, time for a new scoop. I don't know, can y'all see that little tiny piece of necklace chain? Most likely it's sterling, because nothing really survived that incinerator if it wasn't, you know, silver or gold. And like I said, anything brass or plated just burned up and turned a nasty green color. Here's a type set. What do we get? An R? Got an R type set. I got another penny a second ago. My luck for wheats aren't It's not running too good today. That was another memorial. So what I've been doing is I usually just wedge this shovel down in these pockets and then just scrape the stuff into it. And that's why you need to wear gloves for these sharp pieces of wire and all them hypodermic needles. We'll fill our shovel up, throw it across a flat rock. We got us a valve stem, I think. No, that's a handle to a razor. Oh, there's another coin. We get lucky this time. Finally got a wheat. Okay, put that over here for now. That is, look at that old measuring tape, the old metal kind. Or it's something graduated. It could have been off of, yeah, it's too thick. That probably came off some kind of a valve or lever. Chris is over there getting coins galore out of his hole. Nickels and pennies. Ooh, here's a good one I just pulled out. Look at this. That is one big fancy pin. And it is sterling. You can see it right there. It's some kind of big lapel pin. That is sweet. That's a chunk of silver right there. We're checking in with Chris, see what he's got going on. We got a nickel. Ooh, some really thin pennies.
Two memorials, the rest are wheat.
Got that octagon thing.
Yeah, no silver yet.
All out of this one little hole?
Yep.
Got you some scrap metal started. What is that? Stainless, brass. Wire winding. Just picked this thing up off the top. It's got writing on it, so it's some kind of little pin or pendant. It might be heavy gold plate because it's still got some gold left on the side. This is going to have a lot of electrolysis so we can see what it says. Seems to be my day for jewelry. That's good. Chris just brought me this. Looks like a little religious pendant of some sort. Slightly melted, but not too bad. Should clean up enough to where we can at least see what it is. Here you go. Okay, a few more minutes of digging. We got more silver chain. I got this little maple leaf pendant. More junk chain. This looks like could be stainless utility chain of some sort. It could be silver. More junk jewelry chain. Wheat penny. Fancy brass nut, either off a lamp. Probably a hanging lamp. Some kind of link out of a watch band or something. Y'all see this big disc right here? I don't know what it is. We're going to find out together. Oh great, it's going to be a hard one to clean up. I don't know what that could be, either a token or maybe a foreign coin. There's lots of foreign coins in here. Oh well, it's a coin. Also got this stuff. Tie clip, more pennies, got this little piece of jewelry. I don't know if it's a pin or an earring. Some junk chain. Not sure what this is yet. Kind of looks like one of them old slide out knives advertising. Chris got a big coin on the top. It just flew out. Ooh, what is that? I don't know.
I felt it when I scooped down. Token?
It's a 19 something foreign coin. You can at least read the date. 43. Not sure what country. That one's not in that bad a shape. That'll clean up good. We'll find out what it is. I just picked this up laying here. Looks like it says Ford right there. I think I see a coin. Or either a key. No, that's a coin. And this one is, oh, got a wheat penny. Got some lead. That's always good. 50 cents a pound on that stuff. Or at least it is here in Texas. What else y'all see trapped in these rocks and roots? Okay, so now we're on the other side of the bridge. This right here is the main source of how everything gets in this creek. So if you go up in here, this is like a drainage that's been created just from the city being built around this. And it's cutting through these ash piles, and you can't tell, but they're literally 3 stories high and like a quarter of a mile long. They've actually built a road over that old dump dirt, but this drainage ditch cuts through that dump dirt and it puts all this stuff in the creek. You can see all the lighter stuff. We're up on top where you got all the melted glass. Chris just picked up a coin.
Just laying on the top.
Laying on the top. We haven't been here in a while up in this drainage ditch. There may be stuff laying everywhere. So the closer you get to the source, the heavier the stuff you'll find. Like I've got a Walking Liberty half out of here. I was with a guy, he got a Morgan dollar. I've gotten gold rings out of here that weren't melted. I've got some old footage I might be able to recycle, and it shows. I was here in the winter once, and you can see how high these ash piles are.
This is the kind of stuff you get.
So when you get close, you get all the lightweight melted stuff. And it's just a mountain of this stuff back up in here. I'm gonna try to get on up in here and walk this, because there's no telling what's laying on top right now after all the rains we had. Nobody's been up in here in over a year. You can see stuff. You can get whole bottles, but they're usually melted, or they're not that good anyway. I've never found a bottle in here I wanted to keep. So let me see if we can get up in here and get some footage. Look at all the flatware. So there's a spoon. I don't know what that is. Fork. We have in the past also undercut the bank where the stuff is, so it would fall in and kind of reseed this place. But you can see, I'm not sure what this is. Oh, got a marble. That's pretty cool. So we got a marble. What's this? I can't, this water's good. All the lightweight stuff that got deposited. This wasn't even here actually the last time we were here, so it's just this rain. Look at all the melted glass, and it's like a quarter of a mile of this, and it's back here in the back. It's literally as high as a 3-story building. You can see, what is that right there? Key. Oh, look, there's a coin in there. I picked up an oval medallion when I didn't have this video running. We'll have to see what that is when I get home. Okay, we're back from the creek, and let's take a look at what we found. We got all kinds of stuff. Let's go over the junk first. We keep brass, copper, and lead, and some stainless, depends on what it is, if I could use it in the shop. But you get a lot of melted brass. Well, I know what that is. That's a battery clamp, but you'll get chunks of melted brass. Get tons of keys. This ain't even all the keys. You get tons of zippers. Just if I happen to end up with them in my hand, I'll throw them in the bucket because they are brass. You get all kinds of brass fittings. Did get some junk chain. It's probably junk jewelry or ornamental stuff. And that little link, and that's that graduated thing. I'll probably throw all this in the scrap brass. I think this was one of those folding knives that you push up and the blade comes out, but there's nothing on it. So if it was advertising, it's worn off, but it may have just been a plain one. This was some modern copper that we're keeping from, once you get close to the bridge, you'll get stuff off the street, like a cell phone. Got a cell phone out of there. I'm not sure which kind it is. It doesn't have the front. Get lots of copper out of there. Like I said, you get tons of those brass parts for toilet seats from way back in the day. Little lamp finial. I mentioned the last time we keep these tags for anodes in our sacrificial anodes in the electrolysis. So I keep these just so we can use them for that, and it'll eat them up and it won't hurt nothing because we'll just get 10 more the next time we go to the creek. The lead in Texas, 50 cents a pound, so we do keep that. These are all those old lead tube tops from back in the day when tubes were either made out of lead or at least their tops were. Never did figure out what that was. Okay, now we're going to go through the stuff that we're keeping. I found that ladle. It's kind of cool. I have a box of flatware that I keep in case I ever want to do something crafty, and this one's just different. Normally I wouldn't keep something like that, but it seemed to survive the fire. But now this fork, it's a different story. It's not silver, but it is triple plate, and the thing about it is from the Hilton Hotel, which is going to be pre-1964 Hilton, so that's pretty cool. I don't know if y'all can, we'll put that under there. Can you see that? Mm-hmm. So that is Hilton Hotel, and I know it's pre-64 because nothing in this creek is before 64. On the pennies, like I said, the majority are wheats out of this creek, and today I got 7 wheats versus 3 memorials, and well, I can read that one. I just caught a glimpse of it. So we got 4 memorials, 7 wheats, an old burn-up Jefferson nickel, and this big coin. This did turn out to be a coin, but there ain't no way that thing is burnt. We're never going to be able to figure out what that thing is. That's one of the problems with digging stuff in this creek is you get some good stuff and it's kind of bittersweet. I did get some melted coins. You can just make out Lincoln's head. So you know that's 2 pennies, probably stuck to a silver dime or quarter. I don't think, it could be a war nickel that's melted, but you'll never know. It just looks like a silver coin melted to 2 pennies. I haven't tested any of these little gold pieces. Some of this might be brass, but most of the time brass does not turn out shiny in this creek. I got some vintage clips, some old video of Robert explaining how he digs for these little gold pieces, because he made a whole ring out of collecting melted gold out of that creek. The star today, for me, my best find, was this awesome silver, I guess it's going to be a lapel pin, but it is sterling and it's hallmarked. Should be able to read that.
Let's move it up a little bit.
Chris will get it focused. It's really ornate on the front too, which is kind of cool. It's got a basket weave and kind of a floral pattern. See the basket weave on the end here. We got this little thing. It looks like it's a script P or a script R. It kind of reminds me of them old metal shields that used to be on the front of that Brut cologne bottle back in the 70s, but this one's too small. That's just what it reminds me of. I don't know, can y'all see that script P on there? We got this tie clip which has the fleur de lis. It looks like Boy Scouts, but I don't think it would be. And if you're into buckles, you can find plenty of buckles in that creek. There's a couple of buckles. I got this little tiny ID bracelet, but it is wiped clean. There's nothing on it. Now this thing looks like some kind of organizational design or fraternity. I don't know if it was a pin or if it was glued to something. It's burned up pretty bad, but you can see it had a design. I don't know if we'll never figure that out. Again, that's just the pitfalls of digging in the creek. I did get some little links of sterling silver. You can't really see it on this gray welding table, but these are little pieces of sterling. So those will go in the sterling pile. I guess this would be a keychain. Maybe it says Ford on it. Not sure exactly. Yep. Got us what was probably a pin or a clip-on earring. Speaking of clip-ons, that really cool one that I found with that design or logo on it, it disappeared. I don't know where it went. It's not in my bucket. It's not in my bag, so it did not make it home from the creek. I got a typeset, an R, and then I got a red marble. Chris got a piece of a pin of some sort. You can see where it was welded back here. It had a pin on it. I don't know what would have been mounted in there. His octagon medallion thing, it is engraved. I don't think you'll ever be able to see it, but it says Sharon on it. So Sharon, if you lost your medallion, this could be it. You just got to tell us where you lost it. Chris got a couple of marbles. He got a bunch of pennies. He didn't even go through it to figure out which ones are wheats or memorials.
Yeah, ones you can read, but
how many wheats you got here?
it's like half and half. Most are memorials.
Okay. He got this little thing. It looks religious. It's pretty melted. And he's got a nickel here. It's a Jefferson. Doesn't look like a war nickel. A lot of war nickels have come out of there. And then this foreign coin, and it's going to be in the 1940s, and it's British. I didn't even look it up to find out, because there's tons of British coins in that creek, and lots of Mexico coins. So aside from losing that earring, I guess this is going to be my best find of the day. What's your favorite find out of your stuff? Your Sharon medallion?
Yeah, probably.
That was pretty cool.
Got me excited.
I think we were only there a couple of hours today, just poking around, but I think we're going to go back because those rains we had, that was some serious earth moving. I mean, there is gravel bars that weren't there last time we went, and there's some that are completely gone. So maybe we'll hit it Sunday, make another video, take some sifters, and really dig in this time.